Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Phil. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, whether it be a topic, tier list, ranking, review, re-review, thought streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for Fantastic Planet from 1973, and for a second I had to go, is that the one with the Robbie the Robot, but it's not Robbie the Robot? No, that's Forbidden. That's a different one. This is Fantastic Planet. So I had to make sure that I read it right. But this, I've heard of and I've seen the trailer for this a long time ago. And I was intrigued because of how interesting the animation looked. Now, it's based on a novel from 1957. It is a French film, but there is a film there's a version you can watch with an English dub. I think Barry Bostwick was one of the voices, which he was in Spin City and Megaforce. The good guys always win, even in the 80s. I think that was him. I could be wrong. Now, the plot of the film, I'll say this. The plot of the film is kind of there, and the ending felt a bit abrupt. I would say I don't think this film has the strongest narrative, but what it does have is very neat looking animation with some very creative designs of this world that they're showcasing. I would say that's definitely its big benefit, as well as the music. The music definitely has, at times, a little bit of a Pink Floyd flavor to it, among other bands. I'm sure this is a movie people could watch very, very high, but I don't get high. I've never done weed. Some people assume I have, but I never have. Just never came about. Just never had the want or desire. Have no issues with someone who does it. Just was never something that entered the threshold of my brain. But I'm sure you'll probably get some stuff of being high. Or you watch this, you'll think you're high. Because the narrative is, there's these blue giant humanoids, but their ears are kind of more thin, fish-like. They have red eyes, and humans are about this big compared to them. So they treat humans as pets. At the very beginning, you see these kid versions of these blue giant humanoids picking a woman up and dropping them. Picking her up, dropping her, picking her up, dropping her, as if she's just a toy. Eventually she dies, but her baby's alive, so another one comes up and picks up and is going to have the baby as her pet. Her dad pretty much says, hey, put a collar on it. With this collar you can control it, so if it gets away, you can pull back. And the way it looks is very surreal. I believe how they did it was the characters were like paper cutouts. Paper cutouts done in a way where it looked like animation, but that's why I'm sitting there going, it seems as if a storybook came to life. A storybook you read in these things called books that you would read to a kid, but if it, so if it's paper cutouts, that's why it looks that way. Very different, very unique. It's not something that's typically done, but give it its own. It makes it stand out from other films, other animated films. So I can appreciate that style. And I like that style. Pretty much a chunk of the movie is the humanoid, the blue female humanoid, treating the kid as a pet, loving it. Then later kind of gets tired of it, puts on eyelashes and stuff, makeup. Kid's given some weird clothes throughout. I swear there's one point where the kid looks like Sean Connery and Zardoz. And, you know, the outfit Shankari has, Zardoz, it looks like that. There's just a bunch of straps and stuff on there. So what the aliens do at times is they have this bit where this learning machine, which made me think of Battlefield Earth, although I think this is a lot better than Battlefield Earth. But the kid's collar is broken, so because it's broken, he's able to learn as well. So at least it's not, hey, come look at this machine and you learn as well. You don't learn as much as we do, and you're not going to have any supervision. No, it's okay, this thing broke, the others don't realize it, they're complacent, nothing like that would ever happen, so they don't think anything of it. So because it's broken again, this kid takes in the information. One thing leads to another. The kid steals her bracelet, her headset, where you can learn this stuff, carries it with him out into the world, meets these other people, including this female, finds his tribe, comes up with the idea, why don't you learn from this as well? They go, nah, that's bullshit. How about this? You go into a duel with this guy, and if you win, we'll listen to you. As this duel where they put this creature tied in front of you, same with the other person, they try going back and forth, and then one will bite the other, and then they'll just go and kill the other creature anyway, but since that one bit and killed both of them, then they tell him, okay, you won, now we'll listen to you. And then it's pretty much them kind of dealing with this alien world, learning a bit more, eventually get into they kill one of the blue humanoids because it's stepping on them. They get to a rocket, they go to the Fantastic Planet, which is where these aliens use their minds and kind of journey there to meet other species and prolong their lives. And it deals with these statues, and the humans start breaking these statues. Don't do that. Well, stop fucking killing us. Work your shit out. Okay, we'll make a deal. And like I said, the ending just comes off a bit abrupt. I know it seems like I'm skipping things, but it's more details that is the prime positive of this movie, which is, honestly, you can almost watch this as a silent film and kind of get what's going on. Because there's not a whole lot to the narrative. It's more of the design of the alien. They definitely make it look like an alien world, an alien environment. With the different creatures, like there's these creatures that seems like they're going to take over our lead. But instead, it comes apart and you realize they're kind of really stitching these clothes onto him. Kind of his new caveman clothes. There's this winged creature with a really creepy looking jaw face that's trying to kill them and trying to take them out with its wings, and they're able to grab these things and rip part of its wings and falls to the ground. When the kid takes I keep wanting to say bracelet, but the headset thing during the journey, you see these weird, like this creature that's kind of trapped in a cage. And this flying fish goes by, and it'll kind of wrap its tentacles and then let it go, and you see that there's a bunch of these bodies there. Which I don't know if, like, you're not eating them. Are you feeding on with your tentacles? It's simply just, I guess maybe it's like his fly swatter. Because you think, okay, maybe he's going to eat them, but he's not doing that. Maybe just being a dick. Up, maybe it's his job. Okay, my job here is these little assholes come by. Fuck off. Piss off. Piss on you. There's this bit where before he leaves, before he leaves and he's still with the humanoid, there's these things with these crystals, like these crystals are forming over him, and she whistles, and then he starts to whistle, and it blows up the crystals. I thought that was going to come into play later on, like he learned this thing to deal with the crystals and blow up the crystals. No, that doesn't really come into play later. I also thought it was going to be one of those things where the female humanoid was later going to be in the film, and then kind of, because she cares for this pet, helps them in some way. But no, that's not really the case. You pretty much don't really see much of that character ever again. At least not really. There's definitely some images that stuck with me. For example, the humanoid creatures uses these gas to knock out, to kill, like population control. And they'll have humans kind of leading them along with these creepy looking red gas masks, which I don't know why that stuck in my mind. Also the bits where they're stepping on it and you see them stepped in the reveal and there's bloody bodies abound. So, there's definitely some blood. It's definitely not for kids. I wouldn't say this is for kids, because there's bits of nudity here and there. There's definitely some violence. Again, it's not something I would show to kids. Honestly, I think probably some kids, if they could deal with it, they'd probably be bored with this movie. Just, even if you're a kid that likes violence and you're fine with nudity, like if you're fine with that. Like when I was a kid, I loved Predator and Aliens and all sorts of, the Blob remake, which if you can't see but you're the poster, there's a laser disc back there, which was a gift from a very nice person. But I think kids would be probably bored with this. But again, for me, I don't think the narrative, and also the characters, I don't think the characters were that compelling. Because the characters don't have a whole lot of dialogue. There's not like a whole lot of development of the characters. Then when they get to the tribe, they're kind of just tribesmen, and the dialogue is pretty much, we gotta go here, gotta do this, gotta go there. So you don't really get a lot of storytelling on that aspect. It's more about the environments, the look of the film. I mean, hell, if you want to see a more violent but a more fun film, I think Heavy Metal from 1981 would be much better suited. And I would say I like that film more than this. But this, I'm glad to have seen at least once, to see what the deal was. And yeah, I appreciate the environments, the creative designs of some of the creatures and stuff. I appreciate the animation style. When I said spoilers, I said the ending was abrupt. The reason I said that was they take a rocket, they get there. Then almost immediately they're smashing the statues. Then someone finds out what's going on. Then the giant alien blue people are scared. Then they announce on their radio whatever, blah, 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 blah. And the humans are kind of just over here staring at it, listening. Then this other humanoid is just kind of narrating on what happened. And it just feels very rushed. Like the ending just feels rushed. It feels as if maybe there should be a bits where that lead gets in touch with the one who he was the pet to, and they have a kind of conversation or some kind of convergence of ideas, or how you have a group of people and a group of them and the kind of this uneasy alliance, and or something of that nature. I don't know. I felt that could have been fleshed out more. It felt as, oh shit, we gotta end it. End it now. Okay, well, put in some narration in there, and yeah, I think the story, the characters could have been worked on a lot better in this. But if you want to see it once for the visuals, it's worth it. I don't think I would ever see it again, though. But I'm glad I saw it once. But again, obviously the music and visuals were interesting enough. But I said, I just wish the narrative and characters were more compelling, were more interesting. That's just me, though. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.